Hello, again, welcome to Tutor's Point Academy, a home where we raise academic geniuses and for every student prepare for all sorts of exams, be it SAT, be it UTME, be it JAM, WAEC, and other kind of exam. In today's class, we are going to look at this question, and each time students see this kind of question, they always have challenges, and that's why we are here today to take understanding and concept to answer some of the questions. Now look up here now. If you look at this question, at one end you'll be thinking that it's a function question, and at the other end you'll be looking at a polynomial. Sometimes you'll find this topic on and over the topic 3 in the SAT maths, which is the advanced to passport to advanced maths. Under this topic we have the function, polynomial, radicals, equation, and so. And so now we're going to look at this question. Now, we are given this question. It's actually a question of polynomial, but it comes in form of what? Of function. So students see this kind of question, get confused. Now, stay on the line. The question is actually of polynomial, but it comes in form of a function. Now, so you need to understand a bit of the concept of a function, and then a bit of the concept of the polynomial. So let's go to the real part of what the question is about. The question is strictly about polynomials. Now, we need to understand something about polynomial. The key point here is the answer of the following must be a factor. So that this is the key word here now. The key word here is a factor. Factor of a polynomial. So now, what is a factor of a polynomial? That's the key thing you need to understand to be able to solve the question. Now, if I have a polynomial, suppose I have a polynomial f of x to be x cubed minus 5x plus 6 minus 2. Now, what must be one of the factors of this polynomial? So you need to understand, this is a polynomial. What is a factor of a polynomial? What do you call factor of a polynomial? Now, but that is what you need to understand to be able to solve this question. Now, the factor of a polynomial is any value of x that is substituted into the polynomial, and if after you substitute that value into the polynomial, it turns the whole polynomial equation to 0, then that value of x is the factor of the polynomial. Very simple. The factor of the polynomial is any value of x, the domain, any value of the domain, which is x, that is substituted into the polynomial, and after you substitute that value of x into the polynomial, the whole polynomial equation reduces to 0. That value of x is the factor of the polynomial. For example, now, using the try and error method, what is one of the factors of this polynomial? For example, merely looking at this, I can say when s equals to 1. So I want to test if as when s equals to 1, this whole polynomial equation will reduce to 0. So then I'll come here and I'll say, since x equals to 1, then I'll have f of 1 equals 1 cubed minus 5 bracket to 1 plus 6 minus 2. Now 1 cubed is 1 times 1 times 1 in places. That's going to be 1. I didn't say 3 times 1, I said 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. Minus 5 times 1, this is 5. Plus 6 minus 2. So you can see here that f of 1, if I had 1 minus 5 is minus 4, minus 4 plus 6 is minus plus 2, plus minus 2, this gives me 0. So now we can see when I substitute the value of x equals to 1 into this polynomial, it reduces the polynomial to 0. Hence, f equals to 1 is a factor of a polynomial. Is a factor of this polynomial, not only the only factor, but one of the factors. So since this is cubed, it must have 3 factors. So s equals to 1 is one of the factors of this polynomial. Of that polynomial. So now you understand what factor of a polynomial is. That is one step. Now we are told that the function h is defined by this polynomial, by this table. The table above also gives the value of s and h of s. Which of the following must be a factor? Now, what they're simply saying is that what value of x will turn this polynomial to 0 is simply on the board. Now, because this question is given in function form, I'm going to write something for you in function. If I have f of x equals to y, this x, we'll call it the domain, and this y, we'll call it the range, which is the range of values, the range of values. So now, what you simply have in this value is your real value of x are minus 3, minus 1, 0, 2, which are the domain. Now, if you don't know the equation of h of x, that doesn't matter already. That doesn't matter now. What matters is that when they give you the answer to each, meaning that when s is minus 3, let me help you understand what this means. It means that when s is minus 3, the value of h of x, which is the same thing as h of minus 3, is 6. That's what it means. That's what this table means. What this table means is that when s is minus 3, the function, whatever is the equation of the function, it doesn't matter, but they're giving you the answer to be 6. So what it means is that when s is minus 3, h of s, which is h of minus 3, will be 6. Similarly, when s is minus 1, h of s, that is the answer, the final answer, which is similar to saying h of minus 1 gives you 0. That's what it means here. Now, stop here. Now, when we have a particular value of x to be minus 1, when substituted into the polynomial equation, even if you don't know the equation, it doesn't matter. We are told that the answer will be what? 0. So meaning that h of minus 1 gives us 0. Meaning that what? When we substituted s minus 1 into this polynomial equation, even though we don't know it, we were told that the answer of that polynomial, which is h of x, when s is minus 1, is 0. That's what you need. This is what we're looking for. Because the question says, what of the following must be a factor? And we are told that the factor of the polynomial is the value of x that is substituted into the polynomial that turns the polynomial to 0. That reduces the polynomial to 0. So here we have seen that when x is minus 1, when it's substituted in this polynomial, the answer of that polynomial gives 0. So it means that what? The value of the factor of that polynomial is what? X equals to minus 1. Because it is this value of x equals to minus 1 that turns the polynomial to 0. Now, but x equals to minus 1 is not an option. But remember when you're doing factor, if x equals to minus 1, I can bring it to this side. So it becomes x plus 1 plus 0. So this is a factor. So the correct answer in the question is option C. Now, you can see the concept that is being tested in the SAT. Sometimes you don't need to have a polynomial to solve, but they are actually looking at critical understanding of the concept. Do you have the core knowledge of what they have tested? What they have tested here? The core thing you just need to know in this question is, do you understand what the factor of a polynomial and how can you relate it to the question? So SAT is more of tested concept than straight up solving. But sometimes you only need the formula to solve the question. All you need to understand is the concept behind and the idea behind the question, and then you go on and solve. Thank you. If you want to see more videos of this kind of question, as we're going to be doing more of the videos, kindly subscribe to Tutorials Academy on YouTube, and then turn on your notification bell so that each time we drop up videos, you're going to be the first person to receive. Share and like with other people preparing for this exam like you, and God bless you. And if you also want to join a private one-on-one class with us, you can book a session with us. I'll be going through all those topics one by one and help you to achieve excellence in the next exam. Thank you.